I'm going to be doing the coral ombre flower. Like I mentioned yesterday, I'm just doing the simple sunflower petal on this, okay? Because it blends so nicely. I've already started it. So the coral starts with an orange, and then it moves down to a darker, like a coral color, and then a really light pastel coral. And like I said, I'm just doing it with regular sunflower petal. I did heat seal my mesh. So best results is heat sealing, whether it be wood burning or the impulse sealer, which is what I use. They are 10 by 10 pieces. I cut up all 3 rolls because I'm going to put as much as I can in here. We are using the large board. And what I've done is I've preloaded the board. Hi, everybody. I preloaded the board. So I preloaded row 2, the normal holes. Okay. I guess I have to lift this up a bit. Row 3, I did the normal holes, and then I put a zip tie from this big gap here. I put a zip tie from this hole to this hole, and then the normal holes, and then again all the way around. So it looks like stitching almost with the zip ties. And then on row 4, I did the same thing. So I put it in the normal holes, and then I put it into the hole from here to here. So it'll look like, again, stitching going around your wreath. And row 5, I just left for now. We're going to wait and till we get all these rows done first before we do row 5. And I have a few different ideas for the center. I'm going to keep it with a, hi everybody. I'm going to keep it with a burlap kind of theme for the center because a coral color reminds me of the beach. And then the beach reminds me of burlap and like a burlap natural color. So I pulled out a 6-inch burlap roll. I had one, half a styrofoam ball, and I've been playing. Here's my ball, half of it. This one's a bigger one. Now you can get different size balls, and I can't even say that with a straight face. You're gonna have to cut your balls in half. I'm giddy too. Anyways, this center is about 5.5 inches. So that's the normal one I use. And I might do burlap, or I might do both. I might show you guys how to do this. I know Michelle from Monkey's Creation, she's done these quite a few times on her lives. But I might do this one afterwards. And I buy a whole styrofoam ball and cut it in half. Here in Canada, we have Dollarama, and this full ball was only like $1.50. So they're pretty expensive. So you want to shop around, because I know like Hobby Lobby and that they sell these styrofoam things, and they're kind of pricey. So you have to watch out. Oh, thanks, guys. Hi, everybody. I will zoom in. I will zoom in, hun. I'm just talking right now, and you don't want to see my face. Do you want to see my face? There. Look at my monkey. So, and I also pulled out this, because you can also use these pre-made centers. There's you'll probably be able to find quite a few orange ones out there. Not a lot of people buy the orange ones. I bought a ton of pre-made centers at, I think it was like February. I'm not sure if they're sold out yet. I do have a really pretty two-tone brown, and I'm not sure if that one was sold out. But check our website, uniquelycreek.com and .ca. But I had this orange one, and this one would be nice for the center as well. But I think I'm going to go for more of a beachy theme, so we're going to do the burlap. We'll do a couple ways, okay? Yeah, I bought some more coconut bra things when I was out at the dollar store too the other day. Okay, so I'm going to bring you guys down to the board. I'm going to have to post that video for you guys to watch. Oh my gosh, Dave and I... First, I was killing myself laughing, and he came into the bedroom and was like, what are you laughing at? Then he watched it with me, and then we watched it again at least two or three more times. Oh my gosh, it was so funny. Hi, Trisha! Yeah, Dollar Tree. Hi, Trisha. How are you, love? Okay, so with this flower, I'm doing dark to the lightest color. You do not have to do that. You can do dark to light, however you want to do it. I think this orange does look pretty nice. I like to do it dark to light. I don't know. It's just a thing. So what you're going to do is preload all your board. So I started this already, obviously. So you're going to go down one hole, and I'm working on row 2 and up the other, and just zip it till you hear a zip, and then it'll lock. Okay. So you're going to do all of row 2 just like this. And then once you got row 2 done, you can move on to row 3 and do all your zip ties and row 4. It just makes things a little go a little faster if you have your board all preloaded. So as you can see, again, I did all of 2, 3. I've done the normal holes, and then I put a zip tie in between the longer pieces, and then 4 I did all the way around as well. I'm making this a really full flower. So I've cut all my mesh, like the whole 3 rolls. I know. I don't know who they're kidding when they say fits most. I doubt it. I don't know if they're supposed to be for kids. Okay, so I tried to start this last night. So I'm going to do this again. So get yourself a clothespin handy. Okay, again, these are heat sealed, 10 by 10 pieces. Mine are a little jacked up because I unrolled it. And I'm putting 2 petals in each zip tie on row 2. You have enough mesh with the orange or whatever your base color is going to be. Like I said, I do dark to light. However, you can do light to dark or whatever you want, okay? You're going to start from the corner, and you're just going to scrunch almost like an accordion, and dragging it with your thumb and your 4 fingers. Now you want to do this on a smooth surface, just like this, okay? And you have 2 petals that are kind of sticking out here, and you're going to flip it up. Now I flip it up, and I kind of push it down with my hands just to make sure both petals are about the same length, okay? Then I'm going to stick a clothespin on it, because I'm going to do another piece. Let's open it up again. Hi, everybody. Hi. Thank you for watching. You're home from work, Dorothy? Dorothy, I added the cardinals, hun, to the vinyls. There was some. I knew we had some. Okay, again, I'm going to go from corner to corner. And again, this is a 10 by 10 piece. You do it with the curl going down. You scrunch and fold up. So you have this little folded part right here. Press down just to make sure your petals are the same length. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the one I just did with these clothespins, and I'm going to just slide it right over top, in between these other 2. And when I hold it up, keep it pinched, you got like 4 petals here. Okay, 4 petals. Oh, they might be sold out, Janet. And now what we're going to do is we're going to take where that curved area that we curved the petals, I'm going to put that right into the zip tie. Just like that. And zip it right up. Well, thank you. I actually got dressed. I'm glad you guys noticed. I got dressed. I put makeup on. I did my hair. Today's a special day. Pretty sad, isn't it? I got dressed up for nothing. No, I got dressed up for you guys. All right, let's do this again. Okay, curl down. I've already played with this a couple times, so it's going to start having little pieces coming out. We'll just clip those off. Okay, again, corner to corner. And don't do this on a table with a tablecloth, just an FYI. You need a smooth surface to glide the, it really doesn't matter what side, because no matter what way you do it, you're going to have one edge with a frayed. There's a few ways that you can do this different petals. You can fold the corners in like this to the middle and then scrunch it up, and it gives you less of a chance to see the edges. But I just don't like how the petal, when you fold it like this, I don't like how the petal lays. So that's why I just do it from corner to corner. But on our YouTube channel, I do have like 18 different petals and folds that you can go through, and you can pick out whatever you want to do. So you can do this flower with this mesh, with a zinnia petal or with a daisy petal, whatever you want. I just find this is the easiest. It gives you a huge flower, which customers see this big flower and think, oh my God, right? So it's almost more bang for your buck when you kind of make it a little bit bigger. Because in the customer's eyes, bigger sometimes is better, because this actual size flower is so perfect for a front door, the size of it. Okay, so I'm done row 2. That's all I did all the way around, is put 2 petals in each zip tie. You can scrunch the 2 together. I'll show you this row. I'm going to do a little bit different. Now, row 3, people do drill holes in the board, and we have been looking at adding more holes in the board. We just have to look where the cooling lines are, because these are molded, and there's cooling lines that go around in the mold to cool the plastic down. We just have to make sure where the lines are running before we can add more holes. So we are looking into that, and we don't want to do anything for the integrity of the board. Like, we have to be careful. We just have to be careful of what we do when we modify the boards. Okay, so the next color I'm doing is this dark, well, it's not dark, it's a coral. It's a peachy coral. Do row number 3 with this color. Pull some out. Okay, now I have my glue gun plugged in. I don't drill holes. I think I've done it once to add lights to a wreath, but that's the first time I ever drilled holes. It was the last to sell out. I think people were a little nervous because of the orange, and it's not until I actually do it that, you know, I think people would have been nervous if I, you know, buying the blue, sorry, there's something floating in the air, buying the blue, had I not done the blue ombre so people could see it together. So I am getting more ombre sets in probably next week. Tanya and I are looking at a different way to roll them out, maybe in groups or something, so everybody has a chance to try and get one. Because we realized I literally had 520 sets of the ombres, and they went in 20 minutes. Like, no word of a lie. I just couldn't believe it. So, so I have ordered more. And that'll probably be it for a while. Okay, so on row 3, I'm going to put 1 petal, doing exactly the same. If I do pre-orders, then it screws up the warehouse, and I do not like to do pre-orders, because if the items don't come, then it's a nightmare, okay? It's a nightmare to refund people. It's a nightmare. It's just a total nightmare. So I don't like to do pre-orders on anything until it's like literally in my hands. So I'm doing 1 piece in the normal, Now we have this long piece here. I'm going to put 2 pieces in there and just use it with some hot glue. Yes, we are going to limit the amount of people can order as well. I honestly was not anticipating the sets to go like they did. Honest to God. Like, my mouth dropped as soon as we put them live, and we had them on a timer. So they would release right at 8 o'clock. And my mouth was dropping as they were like going out of the store. Okay, so I have 2 pieces. And what I'm going to do, because I don't like to drill holes, I'm putting 1 piece in, and then I'm going to put the second one right beside that one in this long piece, or this long zip tie. Can you guys see that? Hopefully. See if I can zoom in a little more. And I'm going to pull this. I use my needle nose pliers. And then I fix my petal. And now what I do, it's in there pretty tight. However, if somebody was to grab this and pull on it, the petal could come out. So what I do is I just hit it with a little bit of glue. So I start from the board, go over the mesh, and then over the second folded part there. And that is glued right to the board. So if somebody were to pull on this, it still wouldn't come out. So that's all I do instead of drilling holes. We are trying, Linda. It's the COVID thing, honey, that we just can't get the supplies we need. So it is what it is. I've placed an order for more zip ties and they just don't have it. I tried to place an order for lights. That company's not even open till May 4th. So we have to be patient. Patience. All right, we've done 2 again. Now you can glue after you've put them all in. It just saves you time. Boy, this color is really pretty. It's almost like a peach. The purple, Kathy, has lavender in it, the purple set. So I had all kinds of different ones. Now, not all of them will be available next week again because I couldn't get any more. Like the rainbow zip ties unlimited. So I'm putting 1, and then I'm putting the second one right beside it. You think I would take my jewelry off? It always gets caught on the mesh, and yet I still keep it on. All right, pull this tight. I'll glue it because I'll forget. But when you're doing this, you could wait to hot glue all of them at the same time, so you don't have to keep picking up your glue gun. Now I just make sure my petals lay nicely as I'm going along. Yeah, U-line zip ties are expensive though. I ordered, I did order some bags of 1,000. I'm not sure if I'm going to get them or when I'm going to get them, unfortunately. The ombre flowers, they are really pretty though. They really are, especially when they, when all the colors are blended. And like I said, this is the easiest petal to do with the ombre. I'm just using normal Deco mesh. There's nothing special about it. It's just the colors I picked. They blend very well together. All right, so we put one, put another one. So I'm just putting them side by side. And with a little bit of help from the hot glue, I don't have to put any more holes. And it does, when you don't put more holes, it does look a little bit better on the back. It still looks a little neater. So you don't see all the mechanics on the front that you've done. You know, all your secrets that the customer may see. Okay. Yeah, it does have an iridescent metallic in it. The dark and the light one does, and the orange is just a plain orange. And these are, I guess, because Mother's Day, I think a lot of people are probably making these for their moms. I think that's why they did so well when we put them out for sale. And the fact the price is pretty cheap. You pretty much get the board for free, literally. But we won't do that a lot, I promise. It's not fair to the smaller businesses. But we know, and this takes time. This flower does take a little bit of time. And because we all have lots of time, I figured it would be perfect time to put these flowers out. Now, however, if we weren't in a pandemic right now, we would probably have not sold out as fast as we did. Well, thank you. I like the colors too. They're really pretty. Okay, so I'm going to put this one in. I just want to make sure our petal is going really nice. And then you put the second. So we're done row 3. And we drilled no extra holes. So I would, if I was doing this without teaching, I would definitely be doing, because all my mesh is cut, I'd be putting my little cutting mat on my lap and be doing it in my recliner. I would be doing. The kits are actually sold out right now. We will be getting more in next week. However, I'm not sure how we're going to run it so that everybody can try and get one. All right, so now, well, we got a little bit extra. So if you're making yours, you could even put 2, probably 2 in the single one too, if you want to use up your mesh. Because I still have quite a bit of mesh left of this color. Or use it in another flower. Let's see. And I still have some on the roll. There's still a little bit on the roll. So you could definitely put 2 pieces in each zip tie on row 3 as well. Okay, row 4, we went around in each normal hole, and we also went from this hole to this hole. So we're going to fill this all up, and we're also going to be using row 5 with this color. And this is the lighter. I didn't use all the orange either. This is the lighter coral. Again, doing the exact same petal. And there's no trick to doing these. The thing is to make sure each petal is about the same length and that they're laying nice and flat. And I'll show you a little trick at the end that you can do so your petals are not wonky all over the place. The center I haven't done yet. The centers are not included in these sets. I'm not calling them kits because then they get confused. Because we have complete kits of roses, sunflowers, and daisies that come with everything. And these sets come with the mesh indicated depending on which color you got, a board, and a pack of 100 pack of zip ties. Thanks, Tina. Yeah, I did order more. And Tanya and I are talking about how to roll out the next one, because I'm not sure if we're going to be doing this much longer. I only did it because of everybody being so bored at home. Oh, don't tell me I'm frozen again. No, go out and come back in. Don't tell me I'm frozen. Oh, last night was a nightmare. I was finally like, forget it. I'm going to bed. Forget it. You made an ombre rose? That's another thing that you can do when you get your ombre. You don't have to do a flower like this. You can do a rose. Like, you can do whatever you want. I'm just giving you the tools. So if you want to make an ombre rose, go ahead. You got the board, you got the zip ties, and you got all the mesh that you need. You probably could do 2 ombre roses. However, this is pretty thin. So if you were using this, you would probably need 2 pieces. I know, I seen the seashells. I seen those. Oh, you're welcome. Thank you for saying thank you. I love doing what I do. No, we didn't order food for our anniversary. I'm getting, you know, I'm telling you, I want a 50th birthday party redo, and I want a 1st anniversary redo, because I got gypped. I got gypped big time. I wanted to be away. I was supposed to be in Georgia and then Louisiana for my 50th birthday. And then I was hoping to be in Vegas for our anniversary. So I really got gypped. Not that I'm complaining. Well, I am complaining, I guess, but I shouldn't be complaining, because there is so much worse out there right now than nobody really cares about my birthday, but aw, thanks, Pam. I'm glad I could help you a little bit. It's kind of why I did the ombre sets, because I know a lot of you are just stuck at home and have really nothing to do. You can make something like this for your mom for Mother's Day, and that's why I also kept it really inexpensive, because I know a lot of people are out of work right now. So trying to do a little bit to help. That's what I'm doing.
I don't care about your birthday.
Nobody cares about my birthday. I didn't even get a card.
I did. I sent you a virtual one.
A virtual card?
All the stores are closed. Can't get cards.
Oh, you can go get your bread and your junk food, but you can't get me a card?
I gotta live.
You gotta live?
Gotta
You gotta live with me, and you got me nothing for my 50th birthday. That's taking your life in your own hands, in my opinion.
got you bread and snacks.
Where's my butter tarts?
Huh?
Where's my butter tarts?
In the freezer.
I want homemade ones.
Oh. Okay.
I'm just kidding. There's like literally nothing to do. All right, on our last one. So again, to recap, I cut these 10 by 10. I did use the impulse sealer. So if you don't know what the impulse sealer is, I have a video on doing impulse sealing and wood burning. However, Amy Rose from Amy Rose Crafts has a really good video on her YouTube channel on doing both of them together. So oh, I'm sorry, Dorothy. Well, thank you for working. Yeah, this is really pretty, isn't it? When it comes together. We still have one more row to do. All right, last row. So I am gonna, again, I'm preloading row 5. So I'm just lifting the board up. I'm going down and up. This is the normal set of holes, but I'm also going from here to here. I want this full. And you could probably, if you made a flower like this and did it as full as me, you could probably sell this probably for $50 or $60. And I'm going to show you, when I'm done this, I'm going to show you how I make my bow hangers. A lot of people have been, why isn't this working? A lot of people have been asking how I make my bow hangers. I've been putting like bows with long curly tails on them, just to add a little something to the flower wreaths. And I really didn't think people were actually paying attention that I was doing that, but we've had a lot of requests. So I will show you on this one how I make them. And anytime I do them, I always say, there's probably a better way than the way I do it, but nobody has come up with one, so I guess my way is not too bad. I know this, I wish you guys could see this in person. It's like really pretty. So pretty. Oh, thanks, Souza. Yeah, our wedding was so much fun. That was like the best day ever. Besides the birth of my kids, that's like one of my favorite days. Yeah, the hangers are pretty, and they just add a little something extra to the flower. So because I'm doing a burlap center, I just chose just this burlap ribbon. It's actually a Christmas ribbon from Michael's. So I'm just going to do a bow hanger with this one, but it's got a bit of glitter in it and sparkly that when it, you know, the sun hits it. Tanya is the best. We love our Tanya. She is off today. So if you emailed, you may have got an answer from me, but sometimes I wait and leave them to her because I don't even know the answer. Okay, so what we're going to do, we preloaded row 5 all the way around. I'm putting a piece in each. Yeah, this will be good for outside. It depends what kind of center you're going to put in it. So if I was just using Deco tubing or Deco ribbon for the center, it would be totally weatherproof. I'm using burlap, so it will be fine for a front door. However, I wouldn't put it on a fence or a garden gate or anything right out in the inclement weather because the burlap will get soggy. I think I cut this piece really weird. Now, we want to make sure these petals are nice because these petals are the first thing that anybody will see are these front petals. So I like to make sure that they're laying down nicely. Another centerpiece? What kind of centerpiece? Oh, something crashed upstairs. Now who's coming down? Lolly? Is that you? I cut these really weird. I am making an ombre coral.
So good, Daddy.
I know, I put a new scent in the Scentsy.
That's pretty.
Say hey, Lolly.
Hey guys.
Here's Lolly. Yes, this is the coral ombre set. I had 80 of these. 80 sets of this. And it was gone in like 20 minutes. Gone. But I am getting more. Yeah, it's not a surprise from Dave. Maybe he is making butter tarts. Is he making butter tarts?
Making bread.
He's making bread because he eats bread and I don't.
Actually, he said, I was making bread until you and Mitchell got all your dishes down.
You guys emptied the dishes out of your room?
I don't
That's disgusting. How can you sleep with dirty dishes next to you?
I don't.
Everybody saying hi, Lolly.
Hi.
Hi. Now you're shy.
No, I was saying, I don't sleep with them beside me.
Where do you sleep with them? On the floor?
Yes.
Yes.
And there's only 3 of them.
And that's why I don't let the dogs in. What? I cut my mesh all wonky. What are you looking at, David?
I heard you.
You heard what? That you were making butter tarts?
You got butter tarts in the freezer.
I wanted homemade ones.
Yeah, well, when the ones in the freezer are gone, you can have homemade ones.
The wreath frame is a Unique in the Creek large board at uniqueinthecreek.com or .ca if you're Canadian. And this mesh is 3 different color, well, coral, orange. And I supposedly cut them 10 by 10, but they are folding really wonky. So I obviously screwed up this somehow. But it's working. It all blends anyway, so you can't really tell that my petals are wonky.
Okay, I'm gonna go do school.
Go do school,
See you in a bit.
love you. I know, why do they always have dishes in their room? Somebody else said their daughter has... What did I cut this? Oh, it's cut by 10 by 10. I don't know why it's scrunching weird. There we go. It's just me. I know I love these colors too. Actually, all the colors, all the ombre colors, it took me a while to pick them all out and find them. I am not even going to answer the best brand for impulse sealer because when I bought mine, the impulse sealer, I still use it. The impulse sealer did fantastic. However, over time, I do not know if they changed manufacturers or what, but a lot of people have been getting some duds from Amazon. Oh, good. I'm glad I am not the only one with kids like that. Mitchell comes out of his, well, he'll take a recycle bag up to his room, and it comes out of his room completely full with, he drinks like the flavored soda water. The whole thing is filled with those. All right, we are done. And I have a little bit extra of this one too. So you can add more if you want. We're going to snip these. And then what we're going to do is I'm going to show a few different centers. I'll probably end up with doing the burlap because I love doing the burlap on the flowers. And when you're done the center, we can fluff up the wreath more, but look how pretty this is. This is the back. It's nice and neat still. Now, I wouldn't put green flowers on this. I've tried an ombre with green flowers. I didn't really like the way it looked. So if you have green, you know, feel free to add your own if you want. It's totally up to you. I liked it just like this, and it's pretty big. It is about 30 inches. 30 inches round. So this is the pre-made orange center, which is very pretty. So you could probably find a lot of the orange centers out online right now if you wanted to do a pre-made center. I might do a burlap center with this or a burlap ruffle center. Because when I think of coral, I think of the beach, and I think the natural color will look beautiful on this wreath. So I have the burlap, or I have this. And this is this braided cording from Hobby Lobby. And it's $9.99. I believe they still sell it online right now. And usually every other week it goes on sale. So you get it for $5. And they have all different colors. So what I'm going to do is this is a 5.5 inch styrofoam ball. I cut it in half with my styrofoam cutter. Where is it? This is a styrofoam cutter. You can get this off Amazon. This rod heats up and it slices right through your styrofoam like butter. Like butter, as my friend says. Okay, so I'm going to go down. There's a little mark there for the center. I'm just going to burn down with my heat gun, or with my glue gun. See if that'll fit in there. Oh, a little more. There we go. Just a little bit more on the side here. Now I'm just using my glue gun because the tip is hot enough to go through the, now I'm going to I just plopped a little bit of glue in there, and I'm going to stick the end of this right down into the styrofoam. I'll just hold it. Are your allergies better today, Haley? Pre-made centers are sold out. There's a lot of people, if you go on Unique D-Stash, there's a lot of people that make the flower centers, and you can request whatever color. There's people that make them with beads and what else do they make them with? Wood, like the acrylic pours. Some make them with wood, some make them with plastic. There's all kinds of stuff. Where did I find Tanya? Tanya is my best friend's sister. And I pretty much, Tanya grew up with me. She's a lot younger than I am, and she's a lot younger than my friend, because my friend and I are the same age. And when I went down to, and Tanya is oh my God, she's the smartest person I actually know. But she has an illness that keeps her home. So a couple of years ago, I visited Nova Scotia with my friend, and we stayed at Tanya's house. And Tanya's like, I can help you, because we were just starting up with the website and everything. And I'm like, oh my God, yes. Because I didn't realize she wasn't really working. And she just kind of took over. I love my Tanya. So this is what I'm doing. I'm just going all around. Look how pretty this is looking. And I learned this from Michelle from Monkey's Creations. She makes hers like this. Actually, I made a nautical one last year, and I found a door, or a drawer. A drawer. Is that how you say it? A chest of drawers. Knob at Hobby Lobby. And it had, I think, an anchor on it. So I did this in a nautical rope. It was white and blue, this rope I got from Hobby Lobby. And then I put the knob of the drawer in the center. It kind of looked like a boob, but it was really, it was really pretty. Actually, that one went to Tanya because Tanya lives right on the ocean. Like literally, her backyard is the Atlantic Ocean. I got this at Hobby Lobby, Dorothy. They have all kinds of colors. I bought some in black. I bought some in blue and white. It is $9.99. It comes in a 15-foot roll. You probably get 2 or 3 centers out of it. It's time consuming, as you can see, because it's a thick rope, so you want to make sure it's glued. But you just, we have lots of time. Just keep going around in the circle. Yeah, Tanya is absolutely brilliant. She really is. She's got a lot of degrees. Like university degrees. She's got a lot of experience in customer service. She used to be head of security at the OLG. I think it was the OLG, the lottery thing for Canada. She's amazing. So I lucked out. I hate to say it, I kind of lucked out that she is not well. However, saying that, I keep her busy, so she doesn't think about her sickness as much, I don't think anymore. Kind of keeping busy. Yeah, you hit it with a blow dryer, Denise, like Stacy just said, for the hot glue. This is pretty. And you want to make sure it keeps you butted it up against each other so you really don't see the white through. Watch, I do all this and I'm going to end up doing burlap ruffles. Tanya is the best, but I'm spoiled because then when she's off, it's like, oh shoot, now what do I do? I can't answer these emails. I don't know the answer. Now I use Gorilla Glue. I highly suggest if you are going to sell a flower like this or whatever, do not use dollar store glue or even Michael's glue. This is a 5/8 of an inch, this one. And once Hobby Lobby opens, it says that you get it in like the florals, not the floral section, like where the ribbons are. It says floral on it, but I found it where all the ribbons are. Not the ribbons in the fabric section, the ribbons where the floral section is. So back to the glue. You should use a good industrial glue or Gorilla Glue. Yeah, it does go on sale every other week. Oh, really? Oh. And as you can see, it's not hard to make, it's just time consuming. So if you're thinking of selling flowers like this, I would suggest making a bunch of centers all at once. So you have them ready, and then you can put all your stuff away and then pay for the centers and then continue on making the flowers. This rope is thick. It's thick. But the key is getting that end into the ball so it doesn't stick up. So it looks, you can't really tell that it's rope like this. It looks like a weave. Almost done. I am making a center with this jute rope for a flower I just finished, and I'll show you guys in 1 second for those that just jumped on. This is a 5.5 inch ball, and I cut it in half. So the diameter of it is 5. I like to use between 5 and 6 inch for my center. However, I do use the coconut shell, and I will show everybody because we've mentioned it a few times now. People are probably wondering what that is. I like the coconut bras sometimes for the centers as well. Okay, we're almost done. Okay, just going to hold that here for a second. Get all the hot glue off my mat. Okay, I'm going to get a floral pin and a couple pipe cleaners. A couple floral pins. All right, I'm going to cut this. Cut this off right here. And I'm going to take a floral pin and just put it along the side here, angled towards the center. Alrighty. There we go. That wasn't so bad. Isn't this pretty? Now let's see what it's going to look like on the flower. Yes, we did send you one, Haley. We sent all the affiliates one. Oh, that is pretty. Look at that. What do you guys think? Tip it up. Isn't that pretty? So you can do that for a center. Now to put it on the board, what I do is I got a couple pipe cleaners and I crisscross center here, and then I'm going to put some floral pins. I also use jewelry pins for the smaller, because some of the styrofoam centers are not as deep as this one. So if you were using the height is not as, you would have to cut this floral pin because it would stick through the top like this. See how thin it is? I use little jewelry pins. They're little gold jewelry pins. That way it doesn't come through the front. Or you can cut down the floral pins, or you can use a paper clip. Undo the paper clip, make it a U shape, and that'll work as well. And then I'm going to add just a little bit of hot glue on top of this as well. All right. And now we can let this dry. We can feed the pipe cleaners right down the holes on the board, give it a twist, and put our center on. Okay, so we got this one. We have this one. What is with this nylon? Lolly had it on her face the other day. Yeah, I love the jewelry pins too. I get mine at Amazon. And if you're wondering what jewelry pins are, they're the little pins that when you buy a necklace, they're in the little jewelry boxes that, you know, they pin the necklace in it. It's just these little tiny pins. And they work perfect when you have something thin like that one. Okay, so we have 2 centers. However, I want to try a burlap center. Now this is just 6-inch burlap roll. I also got it in off-white, but I think I'm going to keep the natural. Although the off-white would look nice too. You can get these at Hobby Lobby. Yeah, the orange one's nice too, because it brings out the orange from the outside. So this is just one of these pre-made ones that you can buy. These are, I cut in 12-inch strips. Yeah, you can cut the floral pins. Yeah, I said that. You can cut them a little smaller with your wire cutters to make them smaller. But I had thousands I had to get done, so I literally made our factory in Buffalo pin pipe cleaners onto all the kits. They were not happy with me, but now this burlap is stiff. It's really stiff. I don't know, they must put a Mod Podge or something on it. I want it looser. Fruit cup and beads. There you go. That's using your noggin. I buy 5 to 6 inches. Normally it's a 5.5 inch. Now this is stiff. I'm just scrunching it up to kind of loosen the stiffness of it. This is just a 6-inch burlap roll that you get from like Hobby Lobby. I believe Michael's might have some too. I'm not sure. Yeah, the orange one is just a pre-made. So you can find them at Trendy Tree. I believe Trendy Tree had quite a few of them. I don't think Deco Exchange has any. Craft Outlet's not shipping. .com. And Trendy Tree also sells the boards, and they probably have this mesh too. So if you missed out, you just type in coral mesh. Let's see if they have any mesh. So I'm just taking the stiffness out of this burlap. Like I said, it's almost like they put a Mod Podge or something. Or Walmart. Well, our Walmart has nothing here in Canada. So I need to cut one more. These are 12-inch strips, and I need 8 of them. So you just take your burlap and cut it at 12 inches. Although the stiff burlap is really good for making the horse. Use burlap from Walmart in a tablecloth wreath, and it was red. I sprayed it, but it faded to orange. Oh, yeah, burlap's not the... It is for outdoors, but it doesn't like the sun. Like, if you don't spray this one, eventually it'll get a yellow tinge to it, this natural burlap. All right. Now, this is an easy center to make right on the board. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go down and up, even though there's zip ties already there. Just like that. I'm going to take my 12-inch piece of burlap and put it long ways in front of me and just scrunch right up the middle like we did, except we're not going to corner, we're just going up the middle. Still a bit stiff, but you're going to get a little bow like this. When you scrunch it up the middle, you're going to take the middle of this bow, put it right on where you did your zip tie, and zip tie this up. Now you want to make sure each side is even before you tighten it. And then pull it tight. All right. So I'm going to take my clothespin and just pin this out of the way, because now I'm going to the next one. And I do have a tutorial on YouTube on different centers that you can make for flowers. But this burlap one is one of my favorites. So again, I'm putting the middle right on the zip tie. Bring it up to make sure they're even, and then tighten it up. And as you fill the center with burlap, it'll all scrunch together and make a really pretty burlap ruffle center. Yeah, I would not use paper mesh. And yeah, paper mesh is not the greatest. And you have to be very careful where you put anything made with paper mesh. This one I'm using 8 zip ties for my, I'm going on 8, all around 8 of the holes. That didn't come out right. I'm doing 8 12-inch pieces. And it's right on the board. I have not used the Deco webbing. Somebody did though. Who used the Deco webbing? I can't remember. Oh my gosh. It was really cool too. It was some kind of mermaid thing. It's getting pretty full. I could probably skip one here. Let me see if I skip one, what it looks like. In it. But we're building the center right on top. So you don't need anything extra. And one roll of burlap, you should be able to get two or 3 centers. You could almost cut these at 10 inches instead of 12 because it's like really full. I see the Deco webbing I seen at Deco Exchange. I think it was Deco Exchange I seen it. You can start with whatever you want. However, if I was doing it, I would start with blue, then white. No, blue, then red, then white, depending on what kind of center you're going to do. So figure out what color center you're going to do. So if you're going to do a red center, you might want to do the outside of your flower red if you're going to have a red center. So it's totally up to you. I have some great, I don't know if I put them on my website. They say God Bless America. They're big stars. They're great for a patriotic flower, but I don't know if I put them on my website. Duh. Oh. So I skipped a couple because this is getting full. I'll put one more right in here. It's getting tight. Tight. So still, your customers still won't be able to tell how you made this because they still can't see the mechanics when you flip the board over. I'll show you a coconut bra in a second. I use the coconut bras just like I did with the styrofoam ball. And they have holes on the side that you can zip tie right to the board instead of putting a pipe cleaner in the middle of the styrofoam like I did. So I guess this wreath is staying with a with a burlap ruffled center because I ain't taking this all off again. All right. So there we go. Still can't see what you really did on the front, and it's still nice and neat. And now we're just going to open our ruffle, make sure I like to go with the outside ones around, just like this, tucking them in. Very simple. Stiff, stiff, stiff. What do you guys think? I might have to trim some of these, but there you go, right on the board. Okay, so you have a ruffle one, we got this one probably would have been really pretty, but I ain't taking all that off. Or you got pre-made ones. I also have a whole bunch of other kinds that you can make. You can find them on my YouTube channel. Let me see if I have a coconut bra. Oh, there's one. Okay, so at Dollar Tree, and they have them out right now, in so at the at Dollar Tree, they have coconut bras. They look like this. They have like a textured center, and there's two of them. They're supposed to fit your boobies. They do not fit anybody's boobies. Except little kids. And they have holes on the side, so you can put a zip tie through the side of the hole to zip tie it right to your board. And what you can do is you can hot glue, just like I did with this styrofoam center. You can do the same with the coconut bra. And you can't really tell in here. And it does cover this inner 5. What I like to do with them is just like I did with this. Where's my rope? I get my hot glue gun. If you guys can hold on. I use these for angel faces. I use them for everything. And what I do to start it, you can take your hot glue gun and just press down, and eventually, woo, you're not supposed to crack it like that, but eventually when you press down, you'll make a hole with your glue gun. And you can do this with yarn, twine, anything. But anyways, you bring it down into the hole. And then glue it on the other side. So glue it in here and then start your twisting while gluing like I did on the styrofoam thing. And it's not as deep. So you can see it's almost the same size around, but it's not as deep. So it doesn't stick out as much, the coconut bras, and they're plastic. So you get 2 of them for $1, so they're 50 cents each. So I use wool, yarn, or whatever. I use these and glue pom-poms on them. Pretty much anything you want. Yeah, pretty much nipple covers. That's what they are. Anyways, so that is that. Okay, let's make a ribbon hanger. So I'm using this Christmas ribbon. Put this all out of the way. And I'm going to use this natural. I need a bow maker. This one's the closest. Okay, so when you're making your ribbon hanger, the first thing I start out with, okay, I have to clean after this, is find your hanging holes, which are the 2 holes on row 1. Now we didn't really use row 1, but there are 2 holes here. And what we're going to do is make a hanger. So you have to decide how long you want your hanger. Okay, so I think that's pretty good. So I'll cut it right there. And this hanger is 28 inches. Okay, so it's 28 inches long. So I'm going to put this down, fold it in halves so I get the right length. Let me see if I can go down to the bolt thing. Okay, so I'm putting this in the middle of my bow maker, and this is my hanger. I'm going to put a zip tie around the bottom of it. You guys watching? Okay. Now I'm going to make my tails. And how long do we want the tails? I don't know, 10 inches. Okay. Like I said, there's probably a better way to do this than the way I do it. However, this works for me and everybody wants to know how to do it. So, okay, and now I'm going to start my bow, which this is the inside. Now this, both sides, there's no pattern on this, so I don't have to twist. Putting the end of the ribbon in, and we'll make these 6-inch loops. So you can make as many loops as you want. So I'll do 3 loops. Oh, I wanted long tails. Hold on. I'm going to make the tails a lot longer and curl them. Let's do 28. Now I put the tails in first because I find when I make my bow, I don't like the tail coming out the top of the bow. This ribbon is 1.5 inches. Yes, 1.5 inches. It came from Michael's Christmas section. But it's a burlap with some sparkle in it. And this is the Easy Bow Maker, which you can buy at Michael's as well, or online at pretty much all the craft stores. And don't laugh at my ribbon skills, y'all. No, this is 1.5 inch. I'm not a very good bow maker. I'm getting better. All right, I'll do one more. I'm going to do it a little shorter. Okay. So I got my bow made. Hey, Suzanne. Now I'm going to take a zip tie. Monkey from Monkey's Creations made a couple peacock wreaths. Actually, she had kits. I don't know if she has any left though. I forgot to put my zip tie in. I'm going to lift this up and put a zip tie around the center of it. Okay, just like that. I'm going to bring this zip tie around the back of my bow. Make sure all my loops are still there. And then I'm going to take another zip tie. I'm a zip tie-aholic. And I'm going to put it through the back of this zip tie. and then do this really tight around the bow and cut it off. And then I'm going to take this one and just make a loop. So they hang the wreath by the loop, or they can hang it by the bow. Okay. Now, this is what we have. We got long tails. We have a hanger with a zip tie at the bottom. I'm going to trim this. And now I like to take a piece of burlap or piece of my ribbon and put it around the center. So I just glue it around the center. And like I said, I'm sure there's a better way to do this. But this works for me. So hey, not broke, don't fix. All right. So we have a nice looking bow. And this is, you don't have to put a hanger on. You could throw a zip tie on the back of your flower and call it done. All right, now you're going to take your flower. You're done with your bow maker, your ribbon. Turn it over. You're going to put a zip tie in through the two hanging holes here. So down and up. Do your zip tie up. Get your bow that you made. Now find your good side. So obviously this is our good side. We got our nice knot here and the loops. I'm going to flip it over so the good side is facing down towards the table. And I'm going to pull the zip tie at the bottom of your hanger. Snip that off. Now I'm just going to put this through that zip tie and zip it up tight to the board. Pull the zip tie to the side here so it pops in the hole. There we go. I'm going to pull that so it's not going to slip out. Then I also hit it with a little bit of glue here. The trick is to take your time to lay the petals down flat as you're making it. And there is our hanger. So we're going to have, oh, look how pretty. So I'm going to dovetail these. Okay. And now I'm going to roll this up. Just like that. Rolling all the way up to the top, and then you take the corner of your ribbon and you pull it out. Do the same thing on this side. Just roll it up, and you take the tail, and there you go. And we have a beautiful flower, oh, with a Klingon. And that little extra bow just gives it a little bit of flair. And you do not have to do a bow hanger. I just happen to be doing them for the flowers because I like it. So what do you guys think? Isn't it pretty? It's very, very pretty. This is the large board. That is my secret to my bow. It's not a big secret. It's the only way I figured out how to do it. Easy. And you really don't need a bow maker. You could do 3 loops on each side with your hand. Beautimus. And it'll look so sparkly on the door. And like I said, if you don't want to add a ribbon hanger, you can just put a zip tie or a piece of string or twine right through the hanging holes and just hang it from there. But the ribbon just gives it a little bit more flair, I think. Let's see. Let's hang her up. And we'll bring it up, and then that's it. I don't want to eat. I'm hungry. Okay. Let's see. There you go. There it is. It's pretty. I like. Not bad, eh? Not bad. Alrighty, so there was a question about how to keep your petals laying flat. So sometimes your outer petals are curled under and you want them nice and flat when you put it on the door. Like, well, mine are already flat, but what you can do is you take your flower. I'm going to bring you guys down again. Close your eyes. Okay. Take your flower. When you're done with it, pull all your petals out nice and flat, and then before you go to bed, put something heavy around them. So usually I put them on the floor upstairs, and I'll put books all the way around the outside leaves, making sure they're flat first, and then put books all the way around. And then when you wake up in the morning, when you take the books off, your petals are perfectly flat. And because Deco mesh is plastic and it kind of has a mind of its own, but it's trainable. I know that sounds funny, but it is trainable. So if you put something heavy on the outside of them, or even your green leaves, a lot of people ask about how you get your green leaves to stay flat. The trick is just putting something heavy and make sure they're flat before you put something heavy on it, and then do that all the way around and leave it for a night. And when you wake up in the morning, you'll take them all off and you'll have nice flat petals. That's it. I don't line the back with anything. I have a glass door and I don't mind just seeing the gray. I don't, you could hardly see it, so you can cover it with fabric, but I don't know. I guess that's a personal thing. You'd have to ask your customer if they want it like that, because that's an extra expense, an extra time to put that fabric on the back, or felt, or whatever you're going to use. All right, that's it. I thank you for joining me, and hopefully you learned a little something. And yeah, my trick to my bows, not a trick. All right, guys, I will talk to you later, and have a great day and stay safe. All right, guys, bye.